Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. Adam here. I'm in the main base hangar, and I've actually been reworking the stairwell for hopefully the last time. Now that I have these catwalks, I kind of like doing these open stairs where you can see down, light filters up, all that stuff. It just has a little bit more of a, I don't know, industrial kind of feel to it. But that's not really the reason that I'm here today. Actually, we need to go back upstairs. I decided I'm still working on the grinder pit I mean, not the grinder pit, the docking pit thingy. That's been taking a while, but I got the turret online. It's all piped up on this side. I still have to do a bunch of digging with the little mining ship to square it off and get the other stuff online. I'm debating exactly what ship I want to build for that now that this ship can actually make it to space. But the reason that I am here is because I've started working on kind of cleaning up the base. I'm going to be removing these conduits and stuff like that and kind of reworking it all. But we've got this area over here, just kind of making a walkway that goes all the way around. We can now cross over the hangar door area here. And this is actually the next step in this project that I'm going to make, which is these solar panels have been at an angle for a long time. They are more efficient, I'm sure, at this angle, but I'm going to lay them out flat, reaching out from the base here. And if I can get the spacing to work, put another small hangar door here and put in a ship printer in the area that's down under this turret right now. And that way we can just kind of mass produce things like the scout ships, simple things like that. And it's not a big deal when they get destroyed then. And also I want to retire the grinder and the welding ship that I have, because those are the old designs from back when I first started playing this series here, and they're just kind of outdated. I like the size of those ships, but I want to convert them over to the mining ship chassis. Just throw basically build a couple more mining ships and throw a welder or a grinder on one, because those fit in the hangar bays of the reclaimer very well. And they have more lifting capacity, and the piping works a little bit better on them too. So I think that's what we'll probably end up doing. But first things first, I have to get the grinder out. And I'm going to just start with one of these solar arrays, take it down, and start working out how I'm going to lay it out flat here. And maybe put some hydrogen tanks back here too. Just a couple, because the base itself has no hydrogen tanks, and it would probably be a good idea to have a little bit of a reserve of hydrogen for stuff. So I can remote control it, I guess. I should probably put a door. We can do it through the venture, I guess. I should probably put a door here so that I can't do it through the venture because the venture is not docked. I could do it through the reclaimer, but I don't think the reclaimer's yeah, it's not even on. So go the long way around. It's actually going to feel a little weird to get rid of this grinder ship. It's been around. It was, I think, the first flying vehicle I built in this series, and it still survives to this day. It's pretty much never even been significantly damaged. I think it shot up once, and I think I've taken out the landing gear a few times with hard landings, but it's been a nice, reliable little ship here. So this is going to take a while. Alright, so the solar panels are down. We actually have half as many as there were before. This is basically one tower's worth of solar panels between the two, and they run at about 50% efficiency of what they used to run at. And for some reason, my frame rate is real bad right now. I don't know. I've been thinking about reinstalling Windows. I haven't done that forever. Like, I've been having weird performance issues, not just in this game, but in other things. So, anyway, that has been dealt with. Now, if we go inside, there is more work to be done for sure, because basically this is a multi-stage plan to I've been working on my stairwell here. It's much nicer. The multi-stage plan to get basically a ship printer going down where the grinder pit currently is, and the grinder pit's getting moved. That was really just there as a test case to see how well a grinder pit would actually function anyway. So that is going to get relocated. We're going to fire up ye olden grinder here. Once this new ship thingy is online, this ship is getting replaced, so it has not got too many more space miles left, and it actually has no space miles because it's never been to space and it never will. But think you follow my meaning. Got all this plastic crap. I opened up some games and there's plastic everywhere. Cases. Alright, so let's go ahead and just start grinding away here. Probably will just leave this ship parked down here with these parts in it, because a lot of these parts are probably going to be the same parts needed to get this pit. I mean, not pit. What's it called? Printer thing up and running. So I'm going to have to figure out some sort of a piston system that I am happy with and all that sort of stuff, but that can wait. I'm going to have to tinker with that off screen, I think, because I'm not real sure how I'm going to go with that. How full is this ship now? Not very. One more row. I can't fit in there. Well, some of these walls have to come out anyway, so you get out of my way, please. And I'm assuming we're going to be expanding backwards, so start grinding some of this stuff down as well. Oh man, there's still ice. I hate it when it gets encased like that. It's weird. I have to get in here with my hand drill to deal with that stuff. It'll be easier than trying to get a drilling ship in here, probably. It's kind of funky when the voxels get all messed up like that. Are we even grinding? Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, are we even grinding the grinder? Alright, so now that this has been dealt with, I am going to start working on the actual design. I think what I'm going to have is, instead of the pistons coming out from the walls and pushing in, I think I'm going to have the pistons mounted in the middle here, and they will push out to open, if that makes sense. I've been giving this a little bit of thought while I've been down here doing some work, and I think that makes more sense from a space saving kind of way, so we'll see. Let's lock that off because it is on a piston right here. So I'm going to square up this room and start figuring it out down here. Alright, well this part seems like it's more or less done. We got a piston on each side pushing, what is this, 15? So there's 30 welders in total. I wanted it to be 3x5 because that's the size of that door there. And it seemed like pretty much anything I would make would be smaller than that. So I'm seeing how well they align. Each piston is set to 6 meters to come out 6 meters. So hopefully they'll just about touch in the middle. And what I have to figure out next is my projector system. I've seen people, when they're building ramps and stuff, I've seen people attach a rotor head, a small ship rotor head, to a large ship rotor. And I'm thinking that's probably the way I'm going to try to go here, if that will work. Put a projector on a rotor. I thought about doing it with a docking connector, but it'll be hard to get it aligned exactly straight that way. And I think the rotor would be a lot easier to align because obviously it's a rotor and can be adjusted. So I think I will probably do that. There's still some, framing work to do in here. I need to figure out where there's going to be a control room. Probably up there somewhere, I would imagine. I had to remove the piping for that connector there, so I guess there's just not going to be one on the deck on that side. Alright, so these pistons are coming awfully close. I might want to do less than 6. That one stopped. That didn't start them at exactly the same time because they're not in a group yet. And stop. Okay, so 6 meters brings them exactly touching. So I'm fine with that because when they back up, they'll definitely weld everything then. So that part is sorted. The interesting thing, I was talking about my I'm having a little bit of lag here. Like, not lag. Lag's the wrong word. Lag is an internet thing. I'm having a little bit of sim speed slowdown and frame drops and stuff. And the interesting thing is, I had the system monitor up, and my GPU is only being used at about 60%. The CPU is only 15 to 20%. So It's not like the game, and it's only using about 6 or 7 gigabytes of RAM, so it's not like the game is really taxing my system all that hard. It might just be running into limitations of the actual engine or something. I'm not real sure. It's kind of weird, but I'm going to get some piping on the back side of this so that all of these, when they're actually hooked up, will be able to get materials. I don't want to forget to do that because otherwise half the ship is not getting welded. And I'm going to start messing around with some projector nonsense, I think, and we'll see what we can figure out. Alright, so I have constructed a small ship rotor part. Down below, I have constructed a rotor and removed a large ship rotor and removed the top part of that. I'm going to go grab the little lifter ship I built, the Lifter B. I'm going to go grab that from the reclaimer, and we're going to try to install this. I've never done this. I don't know how difficult it's going to be. I hope I cleared out enough room around. The Lifter B is designed to fit into very small spaces, so with a little luck and a little bit of planning here, hopefully we'll be good. I think it's so zippy when it doesn't have any cargo or anything. Alright, so I've been meaning to put a spotlight on this. Hopefully we won't need it, but I definitely did not do that yet. Alright, so let's see if we can grab as centered as possible. I want to be kind of gentle because this thing will certainly knock over easily. There we go. Now that we got it up in the air, let's get out of the ship real quick. Grind off the actual rotor. So it's just the rotor bit, the head of the rotor, if you will. Now, this might be easier to do with a remote control block on here or something too, but I don't have an antenna or a remote control block. The angle is going to be a little bit tricky to see. Very tricky to see because the camera really isn't doing me any favors here. Alright, we need to probably get rid of a couple more blocks. Very annoying that the camera is doing that to me here. Just throw these in here, we'll get them back welded up again. My face. I probably should install an actual camera on the thing here, but I'm not going to. Alright, let's see if we can get back out so the camera will let me zoom again. I had it for a second. Let's switch views. Okay. If I zoom out enough, for maybe it will let me do this. No. The camera's going to be a big enemy here. Alright, the camera's cooperating. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Oh. Man, this thing is twitchy right now. Okay, that looks like semi-lined up. I don't know. Darn it, is there no control panel on? Why did they do this to me? Rotor. And attach. It says 1 degree. That seems encouraging. I think it's attached. It is attached. That was surprisingly easy. Nothing ever goes so surprisingly easy. Let's see if we can get out of here without destroying everything. Little lifter ships like this are very useful at times like that. One of the other ships probably could have done that, but they take up a lot more room. Alright, we'll just leave you here for now. I'll go park it again later. Now we gotta get a projector up and running. And we're almost ready to go here. Oops. I should have seen that coming. I've definitely played this game enough that I should have seen that coming. Now, where's that rotor head? There it is. There should be power and everything going through that thing, so all should be well. Let's go ahead and get a projector. Now, I never know which way these are supposed to go. The picture there shows the little circle-y bit on the top, and I mean, it would be good if we could get this aligned correctly. It would make my life a lot better. Construction components, motors, computers, steel tubes. I always end up forgetting stuff. So let's just grab 10, 10, put you away. Grab one of you since you take up so much room, and 10 of you just so we know we have enough. We don't have to think about numbers then. And yet, I still got it wrong. That takes skill. And I'm going to grab a bunch of these because we're going to put the blocks back in a moment here and see. Alright, so I'm going to have to build a little control booth behind this thing so I'll be able to see what's going on. But for now, I don't really care about that. I just want to see if we can get something built here. I'm going to put at least these ones back. I'm trying to decide if I want to put the other ones back because I don't know how much room that projector is going to need. I guess I can just change the position of the image as much as I want. What the hell was that? Why would I have this block selected? I still don't totally like this mouse wheel scrolling thing to get to different items. It's probably easier if I put some sort of switch or something down in here just so I can operate this and kind of keep an eye on it. So let's just put in no, a button and a button panel will work fine, I guess, right? Or is that just for small ships? Nope, that's for this. No, that doesn't have the keypad on it, but well, let's just put in the stupid button panel. Ooh, control panel, perfect. Because I'm going to have to make adjustments in the future anyway. Alright, so what do we need for this control panel? We need steel plate, which we have. Construction component, computer, and display. That's all logical. So we will grab a cancel, grab a computer, a construction equipment, or construction component. I don't know why I call it equipment. And throw this bad boy down. So let's check the rotor first here. The rotor needs to be at 0. So we'll just put like 0.1. Just get back in range. Are you really going to turn around an entire circle? Negative 0.1. You silly rotor. And when it gets to 0 degrees, I'll safety lock her up. What are you doing? No, not unlimited. 0. 0.1. Just get turned around, buddy. Alright. Safety lock override is on. Projector. I'm assuming it's this projector. Blueprint. Let's pull out the Raven here. Alright, so I'm going to set up a... It's sideways. Well, you know, we can just turn the whole rotor, can't we? That way we can leave the projector orientation alone. So let's change the rotor to, I don't know, 45 degrees. And 45 degrees. I just want it to be 45 degrees, please. Thank you. See what that does. Is it turning the correct way? I thought I turned up the speed here. A lot of messing around needed here. Yeah, go 1, please. That's more like it. Is it getting stuck because of... No, I need to go to 90 degrees. That's why. I was going to say, it better not be getting stuck because of a projection. I'm just dumb and didn't really think that through. So let's turn on the safety lock while we change the number so it doesn't go crazy on me. Let's change the bottom one first, always. And... so when we're building something with projectors, there always has to be that little block connecting the projection to stuff. Yeah, this is going to be so hard to adjust from here. So let's go up like 1. And I'm going to have to keep coming in here and type. I'm not changing this until I know this thing works though. So horizontal, we want to do vertical of like 1. Oh, that's going down. So -2. How's -2? -2 seems just about perfect. And the directions are going to be nonsensical because we turned it, which is going to be slightly annoying, but it's going to be like vertical offset. Nope. That was the one I just changed. Which one does horizontal do? That does side to side, it looks like. So forward. Forward actually went forward? No way. Let's try 30 and just see how that looks. That gets it out in the construction area. So, let's run. Why is the gun? I'm not going to ask. Ours is not to ask why. Run a little spur off of here. Didn't have to put it out quite so far, but it'll be fine. Next, when I have the control panel set up, we'll do these a little more precisely, but I need more steel because I'm putting so many darn blocks down. We're almost to the ship. I did adjust the overall distance a little bit that the pistons come in, so there's about an entire meter between them now. So is this constructible now? That should be enough to get the whole kit and caboodle rolling, I think, there. Alrighty, so we're gonna have to do this from the relative safety of hiding over here because these things are crazy dangerous. They will kill you as quick as look at you. So let's reverse that bad boy. It's pretty safe right now still, obviously, because the things aren't on. Welders. And assuming this works, that's going to be great. I'm going to update the Raven blueprint, but we'll be able to turn out as many Ravens as the pirates can destroy. It'll be wonderful. And on top of that, I have some other ships I would like to build. I don't feel like adjusting the speed, but I'm like, come on, man. Because I'm going to have to adjust the speed down. I just want to make sure it's going slow enough that it has time to weld everything it's going to weld, is the idea here. Game's running a little bit smoother now. I've got the whole ceiling torn apart. That's where the grinder pit used to be. That's all going to get removed. Grinder pit's getting relocated. Holy crap. The Jeopardy music right now or something. Now they're close enough that it's not even worth changing the speed. I just want to make sure they don't pinch too close together right now too. This is their first run on this, so they're supposed to stay, I think, about a meter apart. I have them at 5.5 meters, so that should equal about 1 meter of distance, which is exactly perfect, of course, for the small block. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And they should be stopping any moment. Getting a little wibbly wobbly for some reason. Okay, they stopped. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, first step is to engage the welders, and we should have lots of things welded pretty much instantly here, including those blocks that I put back. Alright, so that does take some time to weld, so I'm glad that we have that set to go kind of slow. Now, you need to reverse. Let's see how this goes. I wish I could get a better view, but if I jump up there, I'm going to get killed. It looks like it's basically working. Hopefully it got all the little, you know, tiny parts inside. Those large ship welders have a pretty good range, so. If it really printed out that quick, my goodness gracious. I wonder why they don't go at exactly the same speed. That's weird. One on this side's taking just a little bit longer, but I think it's done. So we turn off the welders and make it safe to go out there now. Let's have a look. How did you do? Well, it looks pretty complete. It should have power, right? You know, the batteries should have some power in them. Are the thrusters on? Yes, they are. Well, let's cut her loose. I've seen people make this really automated where you have like a grinder that just grinds this down automatically, but not sure I'm going to go that far. Maybe. Alright, so this should only have a pretty minimal charge. We're going to want to see if we can get it up there to charge a little more. But yeah, it seems to work. Well, that's awesome. That saves a lot of tedium of rebuilding stuff. And awesome sauce. Let's get her charged up, and then I'm going to go on a scouting mission. Haven't done that in a while. Because I have not had a scout ship in a while. It's kind of been exploded for a while. But now, where the hell is the docking port on the bottom of this thing? Are we on it? The camera's not being helpful again. This one, I don't really like putting cameras on ships, but this one really could benefit from one. Alright, so we're almost lined up. I don't know what the problem was. The landing gear in the front's part of the problem, I think. Is it docked? No, it is not docked. We're running into the connector there. How did I dock these before? That didn't have a connector is what it was. Or I think it was higher. Well, that's a problem. Park it sideways for now, maybe. Need to build some special docking ports just for these fighters. Now the stupid feet are in the way. Damn you. I feel like that was the magnet from the docking port, was it? It was, yes, thank goodness. So let's lock her down, shut everything down, and recharge her. It should be pulling in ammunition, I would think. I'll have to, oh, this is the version before I put the rocket launchers on, so I'm going to have to update the blueprint. We'll probably go out scouting without rocket launchers, though. We don't need no stinking rocket launchers to go scouting. And that means that you are going to get duplicated a couple of times, Mr. Mining Ship, and become the new welder and grinder. But I have to do some updates to that blueprint before I do that. But all in all, I am pretty happy with how well this thing actually performed. I'll leave most of this spur intact, I guess, because we'll have lots of stuff to deal with in the future. Might as well. That worked a lot better. I was originally thinking of using a docking port, but I'm glad I didn't. That worked a lot better. Might even gussy this up a little bit. So there's obviously a lot of cleanup work to do in this hangar area down here still. Make it look a little bit more finished, like it doesn't have a gaping hole going outside anymore and stuff like that. But I actually can't believe how well that worked. That was super easy. So in fact, I kind of feel like going for a little flight. How are our batteries doing on this thing? Battery needs 8 minutes to recharge fully. I probably should let it recharge fully, but I really feel like going out for a flight. Yeah, so I was originally thinking of having a pathway going up there, but I think I'm trying to decide how I'm gonna actually reach this control room, because obviously it's too dangerous to be walking around in here most of the time. I'd rather just seal this off and pretty much only fly out with ships when they're done, because that is not the safest place in the universe to be. Alright, it's going to be charged enough. I went out and moved the lifter B. Does this thing have the ability to open the hangar doors on its own? It sure doesn't. So let's go ahead and turn that off, undock. And I did put some ammo in the Gatling gun. And I'm kind of thinking about trying to snipe. God, the thing is happening where I'm glitching through my own head again. If I go over there, the drones are going to show up, but I kind of feel like I should try to snipe the antenna. But we're not going to. Let's go fly. I want to see what's over that way. We have 20 minutes of flight time, so we go out like 7 minutes or so. We'll be fine. I don't understand why my character model glitches through the camera now. That did not used to happen. It's always something new with space engineers. So I'm just going to climb to whatever height we can here and try to get some aerial surveying done. There used to be a couple of ship signals over here, but they seem like they're gone. I don't really know what happened with that mod. At one time there were 50 billion wrecked ships all over the place, and now there's none. I didn't go on the workshop to see if any of that was mentioned or anything, but it's weird. So I'm gonna fly around for a bit,